city they're headed to. Is that...
Junon. Shinra territory.
Welcome to Junon, Chapter 4. I will be doing a region guide for this as well, and now that I know what to expect as a first-time player, this is going to be a lot more structured this time around, and I will do more recordings in progress instead of a recap at the end. So by following this video, you should have just about everything there is to get from this region by the end of it following along. So hope you enjoy. This actually starts before we even exit the Mythril mine. We just watched a cutscene with these rogue guys, and we're at this point in the progression, and you don't want to miss this over here. You run this way.
Won't take long.
Get him!
You gotta win this battle real quick.
Let's keep it up.
And you want to climb up this. Always pick up everything. Go through this little hallway and... Oop. Got an AP Up Materia early in the game. That's pretty sweet. Go down the ladder.
Just like that, okay?
Once you finish the battle, you can now open this purple treasure chest, which I saw and I was like, I gotta just reload last checkpoint and record this. We've got our first optional weapon for Tifa. Additionally, a little later in the cave, you start playing with Barret, and this is the first thing you see. Don't miss it. We've got Red 13's first new weapon. This thing's pretty much impossible to miss when you open that gate. It's just a lightning materia. It looks like when you venture into a new region, you have a standard checklist of things to do. You exit the Mythril mine here, and you want to go around the coast and tag this tower, and then it will show you some Chocobo footprints, and it's time to be sneaky with the Chocobos. Looks like we're trying to get Belle. Okay, this is interesting. Use the cards to sneak past the Chocobos. Alright, I see. We need this cart to be able to sneak past, so flip the switch again. And we really gotta move here to get in place. Oh. There's a switch. Off right here. Gotta switch sides of the cart. Oh! There we go. Don't you dare screw up now. I caught Belle! Yay! The first place you should go is to Gabe's Ranch, right here. We've got a quest to do here, and this is the first and easiest place to access Chadley. Let's see what he's got. Ooh, pricier. I was hoping to see lightning and wind. I do. That's fun. Alright, these are cool. Way pricier per materia, though. Our battles that we've unlocked, these two come from defeating the Fiend Intel tasks. Elemental Materia is a big-time prize. Really excited about that. A 2-star Lightning Materia is nice, I guess, for battling 7 different enemies in the region. And then the harder to get one, which is assessing all 10 enemies. I gotta see how Soothing Breeze is as an enemy skill, but that's your reward there. And you gotta stagger every single enemy in one round, so. This is the owner. You have to do a quest for him to unlock regional fast travel, among other things. He's going to send you up a mountain to get some parts from a sleeping guy. For this quest with the sleeping guy, you've got to go Chocobo dig here, here, and here. By finishing this quest, you can now return to the grasslands. Also, towards the beginning of this region, because it's required to unlock some side quests, I highly recommend you start the main story objectives and advance up until the task Priscilla's Plan. At that point, you will have all optional quest access in this region. Let's do the Junon overview, but first, here are a couple of finds that I made. As you're working on the story, when you're in the inn, don't not see this treasure chest behind Aerith before you go to sleep. I'm sure you can get it later, but I'm not taking any chances. And it's another Aerith weapon. In the lower area of the Fisherman Village, there's this materia by some boats tucked away right here. Free HP up. In this peninsula, you'll find a crater right here. And what do we have here? Ooh, level boost. What does that even do? Oh, nice stopgap for when you need more out of your materia fast. Junon overview time. This region's a lot of fun. You're going to be doing a lot of climbing with the Chocobo. So you've already kind of covered this area. You probably already got this tower. You should have started your story. I got to this point where I have to go to Priscilla's Plan. That gave me access to all optional story quests. So the Phoenix Sanctuaries are your #1 priority. The first one is right here, pretty easy to find. And then one thing before I forget, if you see a random island out in the middle of water, always go there, because I missed something in the grasslands because I didn't do that. So my grasslands video, hint hint, go back there and find the East Coast island that I neglected to locate. So this peninsula right here is pretty uneventful, but this is one of your Condor locations, and I've got a video on how to win that mini game as well in this video. The kind of boat wreckage area has the major enemy task right there, with another Condor minigame here. One thing I also didn't realize is there is an NPC called Snap, or Snaps or something. if we go all the way into the Junon map, it's this little icon right here. My buddy Dave actually messaged me asking about that, and I didn't notice it in the Grasslands region. But if you go to this spot on the boat and use photo mode as it tells you, you need to press the screen capture button right here, and that will complete that task. There's no reward, but I'm willing to bet that since it's in every region, it looks like, there's probably a reward for finishing it, something like a PlayStation trophy, I'm not sure. So I'm going to start doing those. This area to the south is a little hard to get to, but there is a life spring there. This is mostly a quest location with Kyrie. Another Fort Condor minigame location. I need to go finish that treasury right there. I haven't, you know, I'm wrapping things up too. I want to point out this Phoenix Sanctuary. It's in the town, so you need to kind of go down the stairs, like on this like coastal area, and go underneath if that's tripping you up. So that was kind of a weirder location. Also, these are level 4 Queen's Blood players. I have been playing that and keeping current. I'll do a separate video on Queen's Blood though. I want to get better at that and really learn the ins and outs. And then the other Phoenix Sanctuary is pretty far up this way, kind of out of the way. So get the 3 Phoenix Sanctuaries for sure at a minimum. Your Moogle Emporium is right here. I will actually show a video of that minigame, but you can get 2 more of those SP books from unlocking that for a total of 12 Moogle medals. And that pretty much covers everything in this region. I found 2 pieces of materia out in, one in the lower fishing village and then one in this crater. So, and I did not find any weapons at all outside of the city. So, not a lot of missable things. I scoured the entire area. So if I did miss something, let me know in the comments below. But happy hunting. This actually took a lot less time than the Grasslands. Now, the quests. Let's hit on that real quick. I showed you the Chocobo Ranch owner. This is super important, high priority. I don't know what the ramifications are yet of not doing this quest. If once you get to Costa del Sol, if that negatively impacts your ability to return for a little while, I'm not sure. So, better be safe than sorry. This is a quest in which you need to do that main story advancement. This quest involves a minigame where you transform into a frog. I have a video on that in here that I will show you. And this is the Kyrie quest. Nothing special. You just beat some fiends. And then this one comes from that level 4 Queen's Blood town. Also a higher story requirement. So that Priscilla's Plan checkpoint is the way to go there. And that should pretty much cover everything. This region's summon is Phoenix. And just like last region, getting these 3 things should be your highest priority. One minigame that I wasn't crazy about is this frog game. It's required to complete one of the 5 regional optional quests. You only need to survive 30 seconds to actually clear the quest. If you do what I do here, that 30 seconds is pretty much gift wrapped. Just make sure you're holding R2 so you're sprinting. That'll give you enough speed to do this. They weren't going to make it that easy for us to hit the 1 minute 20 second though, unfortunately. The floor will collapse at the 30-second mark, and you have to start doing this legitimately at that point. Now, I did confirm this is required to get a platinum trophy to hit that rank 3 reward. So if you're like me, platinum trophy hunting, you gotta just grit and bear this. Time your circles well, make sure you don't get hit by the upper fan blade, and you will hop your way to the winner's circle as a frog. Four of your regional intel tasks are going to be a fun minigame, and I feel like it needs to be addressed here in this video. I absolutely loved seeing the return of the old Fort Condor minigame from the original 1997 FF7. It was really well done here, and you might have trouble with the third and fourth one. This is the fourth battle as I won. This minigame is a war of attrition, plain and simple. I found one of the easiest ways to get an edge early is to just let the enemies come to you first, because your stationary structures will assist you in defeating them. So in this particular example, a Vanguard arrived, which is weak to an Enforcer, so I went ahead and put out an Elite Enforcer to counterattack that. And then I went ahead and used one of my 2 Clerics up to try to get the most mileage out of an Elite unit. And then the other side had an Archer, so I brought out a Vanguard here to counterattack that weakness. If they had sent an Enforcer early, I would have brought out an Archer. Think of this game like rock, paper, scissors. The other main thing to note here is the amount of Archers and Enforcers you bring out will increase your hero bar. For those reasons, when I was able to, I would favor those 2 classes, because Vanguard doesn't necessarily help in increasing that. And on that hero note, they kind of make a grand entrance and destroy whatever is closest to them, so you want to be somewhat mindful of that and take advantage of it. Make no mistake though, this took me several attempts to win. This is a tough battle, particularly on the 4th. But with a little luck involved, you're going to get through this no problem if you just take advantage of the weaknesses and have a little persistence here. I'd say this took me about 5 tries, honestly. This attempt, everything came together very nicely for the win. There's definitely more than one way to win this though, so if you have something totally different, comment below and share with us how you got this done. The Moogle Emporium minigame is back too. I did the first one in the grasslands. It was pretty easy, but basically you have to chase these guys into the fenced in area and avoid all of the stuff they're throwing at you or whatever. I did an okay job here, I guess, but you know, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm not going for elite, I'm just going for passing, because that's really all that matters. This is one of those C's get degrees type situations, so if you're having trouble with this part, just kind of watch what I did, I guess, and I hope it's not that hard for you. Not my favorite minigame, but this isn't terrible. the unique enemy here is the Mindflayer. And the key to this is avoiding magic users. So Aerith is out. And you want to try to perform synergy attacks to pressure it.
You're going down.
And don't forget to assess it. So landing synergy abilities will pressure it. I've got synergy abilities with Tifa, and that's what I'm going for here.
I won't. You're out to fire, sir. I got this. Wow, what a fight!
Don't overdo it.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, bring it. Come on.
Need my help, do you? You're up.
Let's do this.
There, bring it. I'm in. Don't give up.
Try this.
Wow.
Let's finish.
What's on?
Don't stop now.
Let's finish. Get in there.
You ain't gonna get away. Don't you let up.
Deal with that.
I got this. Come on.
Guess it's my turn. I'm counting on you.
Keep it together.
Yeah, I'll do it. Suck on this.
Now you're in. You're out of luck.
Now this is fun. Bring it home.
Taking over.
Oh yeah, it has that move towards the end. You don't want to get knocked out, avoid it.
Bring it. No more games.
Pretty easy. It was easier than the Grasslands unique monster. And that is my final objective for the region. Let's cap off this video with the hard mode summon battle, just like I did in the Grasslands. We have the Phoenix here, and it is a lot easier than Titan was. Doing this in hard mode is completely optional. I just like the thrill of the challenge, and what makes this particularly difficult is that you can't use items, and as far as I can tell, you don't have access to raise materia yet in this game, so you pretty much have to be perfect here, or at least close to it, for 90% of the fight. Now, you should have your elemental materia, and what you need to do is equip that paired with a fire materia on one of your armor slots on Cloud,
and that will drastically increase his survivability here. The mechanic on Phoenix is it has near invincibility while those 3 red orbs are out, and it transforms each of those 3 red orbs into a monster. And once you defeat that monster, then Phoenix becomes pressured. A lot of the monsters that it spawns are ironically weak to fire. I really wanted to make the most out of the first stagger and bring it down to as close to 50% as possible. And to do that, I felt like the best opportunity was to get Tifa maxed out on her chakra and have as many ATB charges across all 3 characters as possible. Tifa has the auto special ability materia equipped, so in theory the game should be mashing triangle on her character for me to raise the stagger percentage. That's why I chose her as one of the characters to be involved here. It was really annoying to me here that Phoenix wouldn't just sit still and let me finish this stagger. I should have had it in a fraction of the time that it took. I have auto cure equipped on both Barret and Tifa, and because that stagger process lingered, they kept spamming cures to keep my health topped off, which is really important because of Flames of Rebirth. So I fell a little short on my ATB goals here, but it was still a successful stagger. One thing I really like later in this battle is the fact that I had access to Cloud and Tifa's synergy ability, because that results in 0 MP after the ability is complete for like 30 or 60 seconds roughly, and that's a tremendous opportunity to get caught up on cures and stay in this fight longer after you're running on fumes MP wise. The second batch of enemies that Phoenix will spawn consists of some flying type enemies. Whenever you see a winged enemy, you automatically assume that it is a wind weakness. So I use arrow here, but some flying enemies are weak to ice. Now, I didn't quite get the exact Flames of Rebirth mechanic down, and I wasn't necessarily expecting it, but I got hit by it in that second phase, and it brought back some of the monsters from before the first stagger. Not ideal, but not a big deal here. I was able to deal with that. But this is case in point why I had those cure materias linked to autocast with Barret and Tifa. And it's at this point that things start going not according to plan for me, and the key to winning this battle was being able to improvise. And I had a couple missed opportunities here, but I feel like I did a really good job managing despite these circumstances. To reiterate, I can't use items, and Barret's going to go down, and he's going to go down with a full limit gauge, which is regrettable. So missed opportunity there. Can't bring him back because there's no life materia at this point in the game. Can't use Phoenix down. Gotta just, kind of power through this. And I'm also pretty much out of MP on Tifa, so she's not dropping cures anymore. And I pretty much abandoned my plan to go for a second stagger here, and I just started throwing limits at it unstaggered, because one of the great things about using your limit break is a lot of circumstances you'll basically kind of go invincible for a couple seconds, and you are protected while that animation is going on. So those 2 limits will end up leaving it like almost defeated, and its stagger meter ends up a lot higher, and I'm able to stagger it and get that last little bit. Running on fumes though, the margin of error at this point was very slim, and this could have easily been a loss. This was about my 3rd or 4th attempt roughly, I'm not sure. Now, if you ever hear me doing these voiceovers, a little fun fact, it's because I am a father of 2 young sons, and they are here with me a lot of the time when I'm playing, and I can't really do commentary and play at the same time, so I'm coming back later to do that. So if you've been with me for this whole video, I am deeply grateful for you tuning into Gatabud. I am about to finish up the main story here and head up to that upper area. I am not going to show any of that on the channel because it's so spoiler-ish and I don't even know what to expect up there. So in the interest of staying spoiler-free, we don't get any upper level Junon here. But I will look forward to bringing you a Costa del Sol region video in the coming days. If you haven't already clicked that subscribe button, I would really appreciate that. I am so close to the first level of monetization here on YouTube at this moment. Once I hit 500, that's level 1, and then ideally I'd hit 1,000. Because my watch hours metrics are already there. Y'all are watching my videos, but you're not clicking subscribe. So if you could do that, it would really mean a lot to me. It would tell my family that this isn't a waste of my time. So I really appreciate y'all, and I will see you again soon.